So this video is about the money in the pot of butter. So a man had to go on a long travel, and he hid his money in a pot and put butter over it, so nobody could see what was under the butter in the pot. Then he took the pot to his neighbor and said, "Please keep this pot of butter for me until I come back," which the neighbor agreed to. So he did not say anything about the money in the pot. So a month passed, 2 months passed, but the traveler did not come back. So his neighbor thought, "Oh, it's been a long time. The butter might be bad." So he took out all of the butter and saw the money into the pot. And he decided to take all the money for himself and put many small stones in the place of the money. And when the traveler came back, he asked the neighbor for the pot. He carried it home and took out all of the butter to find out that his money wasn't there and that it was just many small stones under the butter. He was very angry, and then one of his friends came to see him and said, "You look very angry, my friend. Why are you angry? What's wrong?" The man said, "Oh, I'm a silly man." Then he told his friend about the story, about the money that he put in the butter, in the pot, and the butter to cover it, and what had happened with the small stones. His friend told him, "Well, I can help you get your money back if you want. Let's go to the forest." So they did go to the forest, and they caught a monkey that they brought back. The friend of the traveler told him, "Now go to your neighbor and say, please let your son come with me to the market so he could help me carry my food on my way back." The neighbor sent his son to the man, and they did not go to the market. Instead, the man locked away the son of his neighbor and went back to his neighbor with the monkey. Then he said, "Here is your son." The neighbor was very angry at first. He said, "No, this is not my son. Bring back my son." The neighbor said, "No, why? This is your son. If money can turn into small stone, then your son can turn into a monkey." The neighbor understood everything, and he brought back the money of the man, and the man eventually let the boy go back to his father. The man thanked his clever friend and wanted to give him part of the money, but his friend did not take it. Instead, he said, "We are friends, aren't we?" He said, "And friends always help each other, but never take money for that. Never, never." So the moral of the story is spending, saving, and giving. Money can be used in 3 ways: to spend, to save, and to give. When we spend, it can be spent on things that we need or for things that we want but don't need. A budget is a plan you can use to spend your money wisely. Budget include money that we get and how we choose to use that money, to save, spend, or give. A budget teaches you how to make sure that you have enough money to pay for what you need. Another part of managing money is having a place to put it, such as a savings account or a piggy bank.
Hi guys, and thank you for joining me for this project that we're going to do with the money and the pot of butter, if you've read that story. And we're just going to be making our very own piggy banks in order to learn about spending, saving, and giving. So what you're going to need is a box. I'm using this candle box I have, but you can use a tissue box or any other small box. I'm using construction paper, but you can use any color of construction paper that you want. It just has to go with whatever you're making. So I'm making a pig, but you can make whatever animal. It can be a cow, it can be a dog, it can be a crazy monster, or just a pretty design. Whatever you want it to be, just have those colors ready for your use. You're gonna want some tape, some scissors, and then some markers or crayons and whatever else you think you need to decorate. So what we're going to do first is cover our box with this paper. I have mine here. I'm using this tape that I have and just taping the paper around the box. Make sure that you have enough paper to cover it. You can continue. So I am just measuring each side and then cutting out the exact amount and taping it on. But you can also fold it like a present, or fold it around. There's my other side, and I have one more. Alright, so I have my box covered on the sides. Make sure that they're intact all around it. And I have a few extra scraps of paper that I can use as facial features or ears or other things that I want to do with this. So here's my box, and we are going to be learning how money can be used in 3 ways. So we have spending, saving, and giving. So when we spend, it can be spent on things that we need or for things that we want but don't need. And so we're going to also talk about a budget, and a budget is a plan you can use to spend your money wisely. Budgets include money that we get and how we choose to use that money. So it's a plan for how you spend or save or give that money. So it teaches you to make sure that you have enough money for each thing that you want to use it on, and so that you don't run out of money and possibly get in debt, which we will talk about later. So having a piggy bank is the first way you can begin to save your money and use that towards your budget plan. So this is part of our budget. I'm going to budget maybe $10 a week towards my piggy bank, which is $10 a week that I'm saving, and I can't use that money for anything else other than putting in here to save. So now that we have our piggy bank, whatever you decided to do, we're gonna decorate. So I'm going to make little ears for my pig, and I'm just gonna cut it out. You can use like straws or pipe cleaners or glitter, whatever you have on hand to decorate your piggy bank. So here I have this. This is my front. I'm gonna tape some ears onto it. You can do either way. So what I'm gonna do is hold the ears down a little bit and then tape it here. And then take the other ear that I have, hold that one down a little bit, tape it here. So there's the ears for my piggy bank. Now I want to do some eyes, so I can either draw them on or I can cut out more paper. I'm going to draw it on just because it's easier that way. We have 2 eyes. So you could either cut out the nose or you can draw it on like I'm doing. Here's a small mouth. So there's my pig. There's the face. I could add feet if I want. I could add a tail. So I'll take another scrap of paper, and to draw or to cut out a tail for the pig, I'm gonna cut this out in a swirly pattern because pigs have curly tails. And this I could stick up here so it's visible as I look at my pig. And the last and very most important part of this is that you're going to want to cut a hole into the bank. So I'm just drawing a line, and that is where I'm going to use either scissors or a box cutter or a knife. You're going to want to use your parents' help for this to draw a hole or cut a hole into the back of your piggy bank so that you can put money into the slot and it goes into the body of your piggy bank. And when it's full, you can either open it if it's a box like that, or you can break it open, tear it open, or cut a hole in the bottom to get it out. But the most important thing is that you put the money in and you save it there until you have enough saved up. You want to make sure you're following your budget, that you're not taking out more than you have or trying to spend more than you have, and that you're always saving money to use on something important